Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Arsenal versus West Ham tomorrow. And I tell you what, this game could be very important if we're talking about the title race, which a lot of people have been getting very hyped about. The idea of, obviously, Liverpool, they've dropped points against Aston Villa. Could have been a loss, but they managed to get their equaliser. They could have even won it, both teams. But, regardless, Arsenal versus West Ham. Now, at the Emirates, Arsenal seem to have struggled recently against West Ham. And you look at this kind of game, if we win this, we will be on 56 points. So that's 5 points behind Liverpool on 61. And you can see that both Arsenal and Liverpool do have some tough fixtures coming up ahead. Liverpool obviously got Newcastle, they've got Man City. These aren't easy games to look at. We can also look at Arsenal, who have got Nottingham Forest, and Man United and Chelsea. But it's all about who's going to pick up the points at the end of the day. And if Liverpool do end up dropping points, will Arsenal capitalise on that? For me personally, it might be a bit cynical to say this, but I don't think we have the squad to win the title race. I don't even think there is a title race yet, even if we pick up full points against West Ham. I think if we manage to bring down the points to like 3 point gap, then I would say yes, the title race is officially on. But I still think Liverpool, they just have that squad. They've got the squad to do it. And you look at Arsenal, we don't have the squad. You look at our forwards, and we're still looking at Martinelli injured, Jesus injured, Saka injured, Kai Havertz injured. It was just, we just don't have it. But it's still important, even if I don't think we're in a title race, it's still important for us to pick up as many points as we can. We want to end in the top 4 and offer Champions League football. Speaking of the Champions League, we'll be playing PSV in our round of 16. And you can look at that and say, oh, well, we should be winning that. But again, you need to remember that we still don't have that front anymore. There's a little bit of news about Saka and Martinelli returning. Obviously, I'm pretty sure some sources are saying that they'll return sooner than expected. Other sources are saying that they'll come back during March. But for now, we have to wonder what our future is going to be. At least for this season anyways. And what we're going to use going forward this season. Because obviously our options are very limited. But for now, it's Arsenal versus West Ham. And my predicted lineup will be this. In goal, David Raya. I don't need to explain that one. It's always going to be David Raya. Our centre-back pairing of Saliba and Gabriel. Again, I don't need to explain that one. Those two are absolutely magnificent. I think they've had some moments this season where they haven't been on it, but overall, you can't separate the two. In left back, I think he will go with Miles Lewis-Skelly, but I would personally go with Calafiori. As much as I love, Lewis-Skelly's ability to hold the ball, I think Calafiori does need a few more minutes now, especially starting. And right back, I'm going with Jurrien Timber. Again, I don't really need to explain that. I don't know any updates about Ben White coming back. I think he has been seen on the bench. I think, if memory serves correctly. But that's my defence. In midfield, Martin Odegaard, our captain. Yes, he's been a bit up and down this season, but when he plays, he plays. And honestly, you can't have a go at him for it. Yeah, he did have a few moments where he missed a penalty against Man United, for example, but that happens to the best players. Every player, every now and then, gets in a bad form. It's important for us to remain supportive of him, and eventually he will catch up. That's just the kind of player he is. Obviously, I'm going to say Declan Rice as well. The way Declan Rice holds the ball, he puts in those interceptions, those tackles. He is absolutely essential to that midfield. And of course, Thomas Partey. Again, he holds it really well. He finds some really good, decent passes. Occasionally, as well, when he takes the shot outside the goal and you see it beautifully go in, maybe he can pull that off against West Ham. But I'd just take any goals, if I'm honest. I don't care how scrappy it is. And now the big question, what are we going to do going up forward? Because this is going to be a massive debate now. So obviously, I would say Ifeanyeri on the right. He's absolutely proven himself. He's a young lad, but he's proven himself. And I have a funny feeling he's going to continue to do so. In the left wing, I'm going to put Trossard. Look, I want to be able to sit here and say that, you know, we've got a really good option, a really good debate between Trossard and Sterling, but we just don't. Sterling's not good enough. And I know I've said before, and I will continue to say, that so long as you wear the Arsenal shirt, I'm going to want you to succeed. And that still holds true. I still want Sterling to succeed in Arsenal, but he's just not going to. It's just the fact now. He's not going to succeed. He's not a good enough player. In looking at that Leicester game as well, that has got to be one of the worst performances I have ever seen in my life. And I have seen a lot. He isn't good enough for the squad. I'd honestly much rather have Reece Nelson back. And of course, going into our centre forward, we have Mikel Mourinho. That's who I would put in there, at least. I think he proved himself within 10 minutes of that Leicester game compared to what Sterling was offering. He did so much more in just those 10 minutes. But I think if we do start with Sterling, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle like we did against Leicester. Sterling, he's not good enough. He holds the ball so greedily. He gets out of position, tries to get in that centre-forward position when he's meant to play left wing. And when he does take on a player, which he very rarely even does, but when he does take on a player, he runs straight into them. He's not good enough. And honestly, I think next season, when he goes, we'll need to find someone else. I mean, we'll still need to find a lot of people because there's a lot of talk about 5 players leaving on a free. Again, we've mentioned this before. Obviously, the 2 loan players are going to go back to their parent club. And then the other 3, Kieran Tierney, Jorginho, and Thomas Partey, apparently they're leaving on a free as well. That's not good news for us at all. I think this season has proven that we've lacked squad depth, and losing 5 players is just going to emphasise our lack of squad depth. But that's for next season. This season, right now, West Ham at home, it's a game we've got to win. We've got to capitalise on any mistake that Liverpool make. If Liverpool do make another mistake and we capitalise on it, bare minimum will be 3 points behind them. And then we can now say we're back in the title race. But that's for now. Let me know your predictions down below. Like, share. It helps out the channel a lot. And please subscribe. I will talk to you in the match review.